What's going on, everyone? You would have seen just before all of round 2, which I didn't shoot or document too much of, just kind of like the drugs and stuff going in, because most of the time I was feeling under the weather and unwell. We began on the 2nd with this picture here. I haven't posted that much because on the 2nd we started, so day 1 was fine, day 2 was kind of meh, and then day 3, which is when you saw me kind of in that flashed out dark room, it was after I had a bit of it was a horrible day. It was like a headache and stuff all day, plus nausea and that sort of stuff. And that video was just a bit of me kind of recovering from a bit of a nauseous session, and after I had a bit of a vomit. It's now the 10th of January. It's day 7 if you continue in that cycle timeline. So day 7, so I had day 3 vomiting, which was exactly the same as last round, which you would have seen called first bag chemotherapy initial effects. You would have seen the exact same thing. Day 2 and 3 I vomited, and day 3, this one, I vomited as well. Day 4 was a step up in wellness, I suppose, from day 3. It was still a crummy day, but it wasn't as bad. And day 5 I felt like a normal person, which is day 5 was the cutoff point of chemo. No more chemo after day 5. I stayed in for an extra day because I had a fever. I had a few fevers during that period, so they kept me in and put some antibiotics in me to make sure the fever isn't an infection, which it usually isn't. I usually film on this, but now I'm filming on my DSLR, which should be much better. I did actually bring that into the hospital so I could do some sort of stuff like this this round. But yeah, once again I didn't get around to it. I can't be going around recording like this with it because it's just too big. So I'm actually thinking of getting another camera. I'm feeling well. I haven't had any bad headaches since coming out of hospital, any nausea at all. I do have an inkling that my stomach and intestinal tract, that sort of stuff, is on the way out. Kind of like that churning feeling. Not pain, but it's just unrest. And so at the moment I'm experiencing changes in the taste of my mouth, like a metal taste, which is probably the closest thing you can describe it to. I wouldn't say a lack of appetite, but I'd say a selective appetite. A thing where I'm like, yeah, I only want to eat this sort of food right now, which tends to be something that's kind of either really salty, really sweet. For instance, like the last 2 days I've eaten fish and chips, like out of the deep fryer, which is good because it's obviously if you look at it from a health point of view, eating fish and chips quite regularly is bad for your health, like heart stuff like that. But at the moment I'm mainly trying to just eat to put weight back on, so that next time I get hit with chemo, I can, like, my body's got some sort of reserve to eat into. But we're going to Melbourne on the 1st of March to do the bone marrow transplant. Unless the doctors change it, I've got no chemo until the bone marrow procedure, or what do they call it? Like in preparation for the bone marrow procedure. So I've actually got a big gap from now. So it's now the 10th of January, so I've got until the 1st of March, which is nearly a 2-month gap without chemo. So I think some of the doctors were a bit concerned having that much of a big gap. They may put me on some sort of lower dosed chemo to last me from here to then. My current weight, I weighed myself in hospital the other day. I am 83.7, which is actually a weight gain from the last time I weighed myself, I think. You can see I've kind of got a bit left. Still holding on to it. But I just want to say thank you so much for watching. If you got a question, chuck it down below, and I'll see you all in the next one.